Okay, team, back at it again. Chapter 2. Chapter 2 is all about this big topic of transformations, which is simply taking a shape and manipulating it. Taking a shape and sliding it over, taking a shape and reflecting it, or rotating it, or stretching it. So we're going to be talking a lot about shapes in this chapter of transformations. 2.1 is all about this word called congruent, and it has a friend word that goes with it, corresponding, which we'll chat about a bit in this video. So here's an example of congruent figures. They're exactly the same size and the same shape. Exactly the same is what it means for two shapes to be congruent. So here you have two examples, or one example of two congruent shapes. Now, the other important word we use a lot is corresponding parts. And that is a word we use to talk about the matching pieces between two congruent shapes. So for example, we have A and W. Go ahead and test yourself real quick. Maybe you've already caught on. What angle in the second shape is corresponding to angle B? Put that in your head for a second. Which angle is corresponding to angle B? And if you said angle X, then you've picked up on it. You're doing great. And here's our other examples: C and Y, D and Z. So there's my list there. I could also talk about corresponding sides. So I could talk about side AB. This would be corresponding to WX. Again, opportunity for you to test yourself. Which side in the second shape is corresponding to side BC? Which side is corresponding to BC? If you said XY, then good for you. You've already caught on. And there are 4 different sides, so there are 4 different pairs of corresponding sides. All right, so there you have it. Here's another chance for you to test yourself here. Which square is congruent to square A? Here's square A. Is it B or is it C? So the question this is really asking is, which square is exactly the same as square A? Well, it's not B because its side lengths are bigger at 9. It's got to be square C. And the orientation, if it's rotated, doesn't matter. It's still the same shape. It's still the same size. So therefore, A and C are congruent. Okay, moving on. Almost done. Example 3. Another chance for us to test ourselves here. What is the length of side JM? So this is a chance where we can use the fact that two shapes are congruent to find missing values of a shape that we might not know what its values are right away. So what is the side length of JM? Well, hey, there's nothing here. It doesn't tell us what JM is. But since these two shapes are congruent, I know that their corresponding parts are exactly the same. AD and JM are corresponding. So JM must be 10. So what is the perimeter? Well, these shapes are congruent. They're exactly the same. So all I got to do is find the perimeter of this shape. 6 plus 10 is 16. Plus 8 is 24. Plus 8 is 32. So there we have it. So team, hey, that is 2.1. Hey team, so once you're done watching this video, you need to go to your practice page. Oh, by the way, if you have this, if you were able to pick up a math book like this, it's page 24. If you didn't pick up any materials, there's a PDF. You can click on it and you can print it out or do the work on a separate sheet of paper. But anyway, here's what you're doing. You're just doing 1, 3, and 5. And once you're done with those problems, you'll jump back into the Google Meet for a live check. I'll be there ready for you. I want to check it live. And I went ahead and started number 1 for you. you need two lists. You need a list of angles, of corresponding angles. By the way, this funky little L is how you denote angle. And then you also need to make a list of sides. So you're listing all the sets of corresponding angles and all the sets of corresponding sides. And then I'll let you just read the instructions for yourself for number 3 and number 5. Yes. So finish this up. Live check, jump into the Google Meet, and there is also a 2.1 online assignment hot and ready. So finish that or finish this, then go do the online. Thanks for playing.